I still remember the sight of her crawling across the marble floor, her trembling hands groping at empty air, her eyes wide open yet unseeing. Her voice shook as she whispered over and over, "I can't see. I can't see." My name is Nneka. This happened 4 years ago, and I have not been able to erase it from my mind. Not because I want to hold on to the memory, but because Lagos has a way of embedding certain moments so deeply in your soul that you can never truly forget them. I moved to Lagos with 3 of my closest friends, Chisom, Adaora, and Uju. We all came from the same village near Nnewi in Anambra State. We were tired of the endless cycle of poverty, the small town limitations, and the constant ridicule from people who believed we were wasting our beauty. Lagos was our dream, our escape. It was the promise of a fast-paced life, a soft life, a better life. When we first arrived, we stayed with a girl from our village who had already made it in the city. Her name was Favor, although everyone called her Lagos Pepe. She was deeply involved in runs, the high-class prostitution scene, and she was the one who introduced us to some of our clients. In the beginning, it seemed harmless enough. There was birthday parties in luxurious venues, nights in exclusive clubs, and short-time bookings in expensive hotels. But soon enough, we were dressing provocatively at 2 in the morning and sleeping with men whose real names we didn't even know. At first, we were content. The money was good. We upgraded our phones. We filled our wardrobes with new clothes, and we moved from a cramped single room in Ojuelegba to a small but comfortable mini flat in Ikeja. Life seemed to be moving forward until everything began to change when Chisom met a certain man. He wasn't wealthy. In fact, he worked as a mechanic. She met him one day when her boat ride broke down on the way to meet a client. He helped her without expecting anything in return. He didn't flirt. He didn't make advances at her. He simply handed her his card and told her quietly, "You deserve better than this." At first, Chisom laughed off his words, but something about him lingered in her mind. She began visiting him more often. Before long, she was seen carrying a Bible, wearing long skirts and talking about how she had given her life to Christ. She deleted all her clients from her phone. She told us she was done with the old life. Adaora, Uju and I didn't take her seriously. Uju openly mocked her, saying, "So it's an ashawo that we now turn to a preacher?" But Chisom was unbothered. She found a job as a receptionist in a small office. It wasn't glamorous and it didn't pay much. But for the first time in a long while, she looked at peace. Peace of the kind that money could never buy. Uju and I kept going in the lifestyle. But Adaora was more ambitious than the rest of us. One night, she met a flashy man at a club in Victoria Island. He drove a Mercedes-Benz, wore Gucci from head to toe, and had the swagger of someone who had more than enough money to throw around. He picked her out instantly, showered her with gifts, and within 1 week, he had bought her an iPhone, paid her rent for a full year, and he promised to take her to Dubai. We were envious. Even I started wishing I could meet a man like that. But Chisom warned her, saying, "Be careful, Adaora. Lagos boys don't give you things without a reason." Adaora ignored her. She boarded a flight to Dubai, snapping pictures at the airport and flooding Instagram with updates about her new glamorous life. Then she vanished. 2 weeks later, a blog post began circulating online. Nigerian lady caught with drugs at Dubai airport. The woman in the photo was Adaora, wearing the same wig and the same outfit she had posted in her travel pictures. Her so-called boyfriend had planted drugs in her luggage without her knowledge. She was arrested and thrown in jail. We tried to call her, but her phone never connected again. She simply disappeared from our lives. The incident shook me deeply. I told Uju we should get out of the lifestyle while we still could. But she refused. It's Adaora that was foolish, she said. She didn't check her bag. I don't roll with stupid men. Not long after, she met Mr. X. We never knew his real name. People called him Chief. He was a politician, not the kind who appeared in the news every day, but the kind who quietly controlled things from behind the scenes. He lived alone in a duplex in Lekki Phase 1, with a private gate, 2 bodyguards, and the kind of cold, empty luxury that seemed almost unnatural. Chief adored Uju. He showered her with designer clothes, gold jewelry, and expensive wigs. He even gave her a personal driver who took her wherever she needed to go. Over time, she cut herself off from most of her old friends, including me. She told me she wanted to be classy now and had no interest in our ghetto life. Months passed and Uju became the envy of almost every Lagos hustler. People gossiped about her, admired her, and wished they were in her position. I tried to move on with my own life, but I was still one of those broke girls that Lagos refused to bless. Then one evening, I received a call from her. She was whispering, "Nneka, please come. Come now, I'm in his house. Something is wrong." I didn't hesitate. I booked the first boat I could find and rushed over. When I arrived, the gates to Chief's mansion were already open, which immediately struck me as strange. The entire house was silent. I called her name repeatedly as I climbed the stairs slowly. Then I saw her. She was on the floor wearing only a wrapper, crawling towards me. Her eyes were wide open, but they were vacant. She could not see me. I screamed, "Uju, what happened?" She kept whispering, "I touched it. I touched it." I didn't understand until I followed the trail of her hand into the bedroom. Inside the wardrobe, I found a small wooden box, a calabash. It was filled with used sanitary pads, their blood long dried and blackened. Sitting on top of them was a single small silver earring. It was Uju's earring, the one she had lost 3 months ago and searched for endlessly. She must have opened the calabash, and whatever power it held had stolen her sight. I rushed back to her, trying to help her to her feet, but she kept trembling and crying. "He's using me. He's using my destiny." Then I heard the door creak open behind me. Chief was standing there. He didn't look surprised. His face was calm and cold, as if this was nothing unusual. He asked me, "Did she say anything to you?" I didn't answer. He stepped closer. Uju was trying to speak. "Still blind, still crawling. People will know. The world will know," she muttered. That was when it happened. He opened the drawer and pulled out a small black pistol. Before I could react, he brought it down hard on the back of her head. Her body went limp. I didn't wait to see what came next. I ran barefoot out of the house, screaming, not even remembering how I got past the gates. I just ran. I went to the police. I told Chisom. I told everyone who would listen, but nothing happened. Chief disappeared without a trace. The DPO didn't believe me. The blogs ignored the story. Even some of our old friends chose to pretend it never happened. Lagos swallowed the case, just as it has swallowed countless other girls like Uju and like Adaora, whose lives were cut short in the hands of men with too much money and no conscience. Chisom is married now with a child. She still prays for us. And as for me, I am still here, still surviving. If you are reading this and thinking of coming to Lagos to hustle, let me tell you something. Not everything that glitters in Lekki is gold.